almost 7.
So this was about 6 or 7 hours of work to get it completely back together. We have pumped the oil, our old oil out, and we are going to dispose of that at the marina in the waste oil area. We have the oil filter to change, which is down here. We will get it tomorrow.
For now, it's getting dark.
Yep, for now it's getting dark.
So you will see us
Hello everybody. So we drove up to Miami this morning and we picked up the partially completed exhaust system. This is the muffler that we have repaired, and we have the rest of the exhaust pipes, but they're only spot welded. So we're supposed to fit them, make sure that everything lines up correctly, and then we take them back tomorrow morning and they do the real welding, which will take about 2 days. So hopefully by the weekend we'll have our exhaust system in, and that's the goal. So it's 10 o'clock at night and we're going to try and fit this so we can take it back to Miami 4 hours tomorrow.
Well, it took a bit of work, but this is what we've got so far. We've got the muffler and then one segment. Now, 3 more steps.
So here's section 3, and you'll notice on the ends they haven't welded it up yet. It's just tack welded so that everything is temporary until we make sure it fits. So we're going backwards. We got the muffler in, we got section 4 in, this is section 3.
So, after we got everything in, then got it back out again, figured out that 1 to 3 works just fine and the muffler is good, but number 4 needs a little bit of adjustment, and not even that much of an adjustment. But with all this out, we're going to get number 4 adjusted, 1 to 3 finalized, and we're going to get a couple other adjustments that you'll probably see when we get the new ones in.
Well, we have our exhaust back for the final fitting. Everything is final and finished welded except for this piece right here. That piece is still tack welded. We have to make sure that that fits before we do the final weld. So we're going to clean up this a little bit. The ends, this isn't exactly flat, so the flange won't line up. So I have to chamfer the inside of this just a little bit with a grinder so that it will fit solidly against this one. Our next step is to make a gasket again. I've got some high temperature gasket material. It's got a little piece of metal inside it. You can make exhaust manifold gaskets with it. And our chamfer is complete on the end of this, so we just have to make a round gasket to go on that. So we are cleaning up all of the welding discoloration and garbage and lightly polishing each of the tubes so that they don't turn our hands black while we put them in. Here's some of the tubes before we polish them. There's a lot of discoloration that's really bad, and of course if you just touch it with your fingers it turns black. As we're passing it through the cabin, we don't want to have black everywhere. At least start off with it clean. So previously we had an anti-siphon device behind the steps, but this hose is too small to fit on our hose fitting. So we took the anti-siphon device out and we just looped the hose straight around from the back of the transmission to the side of the exhaust. We had to slide it in beside the engine to get it back here. It was a little difficult to get in. It runs underneath the floor back up under here. Anyway, so that's section 1 in.
This is section number 2.
So we have to put that down under the floor and hook it up right about here with a gasket.
because of how much work this takes, we'll get to you after this. Well, we've got section 1, 2, and 3 on, and we've got the floor put back together in the closet. So now, let's take you out to where we left off. As you see, we've got 4 hooked up, but it's just ever so slightly off, and it was moved in a slightly wrong direction. So we're gonna go and try to break those welds, see what we can do to make it fit.
So we've taken this off. It wasn't too hard. All we did was grind the spot welds off with a Dremel and smooth it out a little bit. So now this fitting that doesn't fit, we can get it to fit and then wiggle it around until it's in the right position, and then we'll mark it and have them weld it.
This is the angle that it fits. All we did is we put it back in, and now I'm gonna mark around this.
So what we're doing now is putting the crossover hoses between the water jackets.
Right there. What's on the docket for today is replacing these old exhaust hoses.
So these go from the back of the muffler out the through holes on the side of the boat. This is the last piece of our assembly. We've got some new hose to go in, and we're going to cut them to the same size and put them in. I'll show you what the back of the muffler looks like, but you remember there's a Y on the back of the muffler, and that's what these two things hook onto. They were a real pain to get off. They were so hard. You can see right here, I suppose, a little bit. I don't know. It's just crinkly and hard. They weren't going anywhere, that's for sure.
In order to get these in without having to take apart the other lazarette, I'm going to be taking out the muffler. It's easy enough to slide back in. And I'm going to be leaning over the cradle that holds it. Yeah, getting the hose clamps to the very back of that was very difficult, but this one's reasonably simple in comparison. So that's the other exhaust hose hooked up, hose clamped on. Real pain to get on, but with the flexible exhaust hose, you can actually maneuver it just a little bit. Now we're gonna have to put straps on top of it. We've got both straps onto it, we've got both hoses on it, and now all we've got to do is wait for the other exhaust, well, and put all this back together.
And this is where we run out of footage, but I'll explain as briefly as I can what happened after that. Dad and I got the part in. I wasn't there to record it, but Dad put that exhaust piece in, the last bit, and then started it up that day. There were no problems with it, and only a couple days later we had a minor hiccup that was literally just a wire that wasn't tightened down. So everything's working right now. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate all the views you give and look forward to more videos coming out once a week again. There was a slight delay on part 6 of this saga, but that delay was due to us being on a vacation at Washington. By the time you get this, we're already back. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope all of y'all have a wonderful day.